This week, Harrisburg University, in conjunction with the Harrisburg Hilton and with a handful of generous sponsors, hosted Just a Taste, a virtual cooking event showcasing the talent of Pennsylvania chefs Jason Viscount, Anthony Bianca, and Tyler Hutchison, and featuring national celebrity chef Roy Troy from California. Joe Massaro, general manager of the Hilton, acted as bartender and sommelier. The event was nicely produced, well executed, and entertaining. Plus, it was well attended. An early indication is that it raised quite a bit of money for PRLA's HARP program, which benefits displaced hospitality workers across the state. If you missed it, the YouTube link is in today's update. I encourage you to watch and please donate to the HARP Fund. This week, the National Restaurant Association released the full 2021 State of the Restaurant Industry report. It covers restaurant sales forecasts for 2021, food and menu trends, operational changes, and employment information. While the report is free for members, the NRA is providing it complimentary to all restaurant owners and operators. Also from our friends at the National Restaurant Association, the Restaurant Law Center released a document to address questions surrounding vaccine policies, and particularly mandatory vaccine policies, which we've received a lot of questions about. As a best practice, restaurants should encourage all employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine when it becomes available. This document addresses legal questions raised by those operators who want to mandate the COVID-19 vaccine as a condition of employment. Additionally, the Law Center will be holding a webinar on February 11th on the topic and will provide plenty of time for a question and answer. Also from Washington, Representatives Pramila Jayapal, Bobby Scott, Stephanie Murphy, and Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as Senators Patty Murphy, reintroduced the Raise the Wage Act of 2021, which would increase the federal minimum wage from the current $7.25 per hour to $15 per hour over 5 years. Following that, the federal minimum wage would be indexed to median wage growth. This legislation would also phase out the tip wage for tipped workers, which, as we've pointed out before, would eliminate the tipping system quite likely. The National Restaurant Association issued a statement in response to the proposal that pushes back on a triple-digit increase in labor costs in the midst of a pandemic, where many restaurants are struggling to stay open amidst indoor dining bans or limits in place for 10 months, like here in Pennsylvania. The National Restaurant Association sent letters to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, National Governors Association, and the National Conference of State Legislatures, urging lawmakers not to pass additional mandates that would negatively impact restaurants due to the ongoing pandemic, at least for the next year. Good news here in Pennsylvania. The PA Senate this week passed unanimously Senate Bill 109, which creates the Hospitality Industry Recovery Program, been endorsed by the PRLA, a $145 million grant program for the hospitality industry. The bill now moves over to the House for its consideration. While this is a positive development, we want to make clear that this is only a down payment toward the significant aid that the state legislature and governor need to get to our industry. On Wednesday, PRLA Northwest Chapter President and brewery owner Chris Siriani and Harrisburg's Cafe Fresco owner Jan Furtenbaugh joined me in testifying at the House Commerce Committee hearing. The hearing was designed to recap the severe COVID-19 mitigation orders that Pennsylvania's restaurants have endured, and I might add, still are enduring, and to shed light on what the industry needs in order to survive. Both Chris and Jen represented PRLA and the industry in a superb fashion. It's critical to put a face on a crisis, and each of them did that very well. Additionally, the State House Labor and Industry Committee is considering House Bill 178, which would increase the time for an employer or employee to appeal an unemployment compensation determination from 15 to 21 days. The State House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee is debating House Bill 101, which would provide for limited liability protection for those involved in agritourism. Lastly, the National Restaurant Association announced that the 2021 Legislative Affairs Conference will go virtual this year on April 20th 2021, with virtual visits to lawmakers to be held on April 21st and April 22nd. If ever there was a year that Washington needs to hear your voice, it is this one. Mark your calendars and look for more information to be released soon. Thanks for tuning in this week. I'm John Longstreet with another edition of It Happened This Week. I'll see you again next week.